She's like, let's get this done. Okay, we'll do it all in one take. We're rolling.
She's just one take. I'm Karen Poiani. I'm the CEO of Island Conservation. I've been in my job the last 8 years. It's been a really fantastic number of years leading the organization, and I'm about to retire. In fact, tomorrow's my last day on the job, and I'm happy to be introducing the next CEO of Island Conservation, Dr. Penny Becker. She has been our vice president for conservation the last few years, and she is the unanimous choice for the board, and she's going to be taking over my job.
Trying.
Congratulations, Penny.
Thank you, Karen.
What are you most looking forward to being the next CEO?
I'm looking forward to being able to work with so many of the colleagues that I've been working with in a different way, much more fully. So I've had some role in philanthropy, for example. Philanthropy is going to be one of the major things I need to focus on. I've been able to work with the board to some degree. The board is going to be one of the things I get to focus on. So I'm looking forward to expanding, doing some of the roles that I've been helping assist you with, and really diving in and seeing how we can take what you've developed and take it to the next level, and making sure that we're continuing your amazing legacy.
Good one. Okay.
So you've been here for 8 years.
Yep.
What inspired you to join Island Conservation to begin with?
I had worked for the Nature Conservancy for quite a number of years, and I was in the Hawaii chapter, and I knew about island conservation because invasive species are one of the main threats to native ecosystems in Hawaii. And I remember meeting with some staff from Island Conservation, and they wanted to do projects in Hawaii, and I learned a lot about them, and they were really action oriented and had extremely tangible results and seemed like really great people.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the job opened up, I also always wanted to be a CEO so I could be the boss. And I applied for the job at Island Conservation, and I actually wasn't going to get an interview because I didn't have executive director experience. But someone advocated for me and said, you really should interview this person. And I went, and it was great because I thought it was, well, this is a courtesy interview. I'll just be myself. And I went to the interview, and it was clearly a good match. I could tell from the interview, and that's how I got the job.
Amazing. All they had to do was meet you in person and know you were the right one.
Yeah. So, what motivates you, Penny, to take the leadership role at IC?
I've never been in an organization or agency that feels more like we all have a very shared purpose and we're all rowing in the same direction towards getting that work done. And I'm so inspired by the people that we work with, the people that we work for, the nature that we get to protect. And I want to do more, right? I want to see what we can accomplish as an organization, and to be able to help support our people to do that. Like, I can't think of a better way to spend my time and my life.
That's really great. You're going to do great.
Oh, thanks.
You're going to be awesome.
On me now.
You're going to be awesome.
So Karen, let me ask you one now.
Yeah, sure.
So 8 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people who stay in the executive director or CEO role of an organization, they don't stay for 8 years, and it's hard to stay motivated. What really kept you passionate about staying at IC?
Well, I would say there's two things. One is that, I mean, the work that we do and the places where we work and the work that we do are so inspiring and incredible. And I have a picture on my above my computer of the before and after of what an island looks like. And it's just so fantastic. You remove invasive species and everything flourishes, and you can really see that. and that was one of the things that was really inspiring. The other thing that kept me going is I think that um, I like a challenge, and I could see that there were ways for the organization to evolve that I think would be where the board was asking for. And I knew that I didn't exactly know how, but I knew that I knew I knew the direction that we should be going in, and figuring that out was really challenging and fulfilling in a lot of ways. And our board is really supportive and fantastic to interact with, and so that was all just really made it just a really fulfilling learning experience, and seeing change being able to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But now you're ready to
Yeah.
move on to other challenges.
What in terms of, I'm planning to retire. I mean, I don't know how good I'll be at retirement, but I am tired of Zoom calls, and I'm tired of traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of years of being on a plane and going, to some really fantastic places, but also like going to Chicago in February, So I'm looking forward to really being able to focus on myself every day, waking up and saying what is it that I feel like doing. If I feel like going to yoga or going walking, or I have a a teenage kid. I'm really looking forward to paying attention more to myself than I am to others and my job.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's well deserved. It's about time. Absolutely.
What do you want your legacy to be? For what do you want to accomplish in the next 8 years as CEO?
Yeah. Well, for me, when I answer that question, I feel like because we've spent the last year just setting forth a whole new strategic vision and a strategic plan that's going to take us through the next 5 years, like my roadmap and my charge is sort of laid out already. And so for me, it's like, how do we accomplish those goals and those objectives that we set out for ourselves? How do we really bring in the multiple benefits of island restoration and make that a central part of island conservation's DNA? And how do we further innovation, and how do we bring in other components of restoring islands into how island conservation works? And that's going to be a big change for the organization. You've really queued us up for this evolution, and now I think it's my job to really bring that into fruition in this next 5 years for sure. So that'll be my focus.
What do you think your biggest challenge will be in terms of the strategic plan, but also personally? What do you think the challenge will be for you personally?
Well, in terms of the strategic plan, I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be from the inside out, changing how we think about our work, how we partner with others, and really the philosophical pieces of how do we carry out our new mission for nature and people. And it's a different focus than some people who have been in the organization a long time would have been feeling, right? They've been thinking about threatened species, and they've been thinking about our projects in a different way that is mostly focused on just the removal of invasive species, where now we're thinking about, oh my gosh, yes, we have the removal of invasive species as a big challenge we need to tackle, but also how do we think about things like climate change and how to help the communities on these islands so that our work can be even more impactful and more long lasting. So I think that's a big challenge, both working externally with our partners and making that change, and internally getting our staff to be working in a different way. So that's a big thing for us to tackle. And personally, I think I have really big shoes to fill, and I'm 100% aware of that.
Your feet are way bigger than mine. You'll fill
no,
it,
not metaphorically. And so I think one of the big challenges is to figure out how I want to do the role my way, which is going to be different how you wanted to do the role, and how I can be the most supportive to both our staff and to our board, and thinking about how to create the right connections with our supporters in a way that fits me. So
Nice.
Thinking about that.
That's great, Penny. That's so great. It's a great answer.
That really leads. Oh, you're too sweet.
I am.
Well, I mean, it really makes me want to ask this next question, which is really, what advice would you have for me as I step into this role?
Maybe a couple things. One, I would say definitely be yourself. And I love that what you want to do is find your own way to be in the role, because that is the only way to be. And I would say, you're going to want to work too hard, and you're going to have trouble sleeping, and it's going to, it's a lot. There's going to be a lot on your shoulders. So I would say, really make sure you take good care of yourself, and you try as best you can to step away sometimes and take care of yourself. Because I'd say, the biggest challenge is being patient and calm, and in the face of all the stress of, all the things that are unpredictable, and all the changes that happen that, are not expected, and all the ups and downs of the financial issues. Take care of yourself, because it's stressful.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you be the best CEO you can be.
Good advice. Absolutely. So a lot has happened over your 8 years as CEO at Island Conservation. What are you most proud of? What is your greatest accomplishment, do you think?
I don't think I can just boil it down to one. I think it's a tie between the increased financial resilience that we now have as an organization and the positive culture that we've been able to create over the last 8 years. I think they're related to each other, because I think when you have a culture that feels really supportive of people, is collaborative, is efficient and effective, you can raise more money. And I think when you have more, and not, we also didn't just raise more money, but we raised more money and we didn't spend it. We put it away for a rainy day, or for when there are unpredictable changes in our financial situation. And so if we, in the future, if we face some financial unexpected downturns, we have reserves that we can count on. And so I think it's a combination of that, also making it a more secure and safe environment for staff. So I think it's the combination of those two things: building financial resilience and creating a really good culture for people to feel good in.
Most people would be really proud to just have one of those things. So
Thank you,
I hope
Penny.
you feel extra proud.
What messages do you have for our community, and what do you want them to know about the transition of leadership?
I would say that we are in such a great position as an organization. Island Conservation has never been stronger, and I'm so grateful to Karen for everything that she's done to get us here. I have a lot of hope and confidence in all of our people that we're going to do great things, even though Karen is leaving us. I think she set us up to be in a really fantastic spot.
Yeah, and I would add that turning it over to you, Penny, is just a known quantity that's been in the organization doing incredible things as the vice president of conservation. It's going to be great things to come. There's no doubt about it.
Watching you two serve as mentors and having our organization be women-led, how does it feel to get to pass the torch to such an amazing woman that you helped mentor?
It feels incredible. It feels absolutely like a highlight of my time as CEO and in my career, really. So now I'm going to start to cry. we eventually had to hit some crying questions. It feels really unbelievable and fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. I think I've had lots of supervisors over my career, but I was reflecting on this the other day, and Karen is the first woman supervisor that I've had that I honestly feel like she's always had the utmost confidence in me, and I know that she would always support me even if she didn't agree with me. And yet she still challenged me to be the best version of myself. So I'm really grateful. Darn it.
That's what makes us good CEOs. We're willing to shed a tear.
Karen Poiani has left an amazing legacy for island conservation. She has helped our organization mature greatly over her 8 years as CEO of our organization. And all of us are really grateful for the stability, the financial benefits that she's helped bring to our organization to help us create big impact in the world and for the world's islands. So I'm just 100% thankful that she brought me into this organization and that she's been able to do what she has for island conservation. So thank you.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Penny. And I mean, I could not be leaving it in better hands. I know the best is yet to come. There's going to be incredible things that you and the team are going to continue to do, and new things that I can't even imagine what they're going to be, but they're going to be fantastic. And I'm going to be watching and cheering you guys on. My favorite staff gave me the shirt, which I will reveal is Sandra, my HR director.
I'm a proud boss of freaking awesome employees.
Okay, did we do good enough?
You'll find something you